Ladies and gentlemen, today's story is truly breathtaking. He stands outside, proudly displaying a face that says, "I fight for love." His move signaled a warning. Chang Zili felt pleased, thinking he had manly charm. Finally, he grew closer to Wu Zhizhen, chatting endlessly. In front of this tiny woman, he found comfort. Wu Zhizhen turned to walk alongside him. She leaned in, sniffed his hair, and said, "Let's go roller skating next time." They both knew that skating had a special meaning. He smiled knowingly. The woman didn't refuse, suggesting Zhang Zili join. They boarded the return bus. Little Wang noticed they were tight-lipped and quietly followed. He knew Zhang Zili's mindset, so he had been monitoring them, even warning him not to go overboard. Dim-rink lights created a cozy atmosphere. Zhang Zili fell repeatedly but kept up with Wu Zhizhen, nose red like an apple. His eyes heavy with thoughts, he skated towards the shadows as the music faded. Zhang Zili hesitated. But he quickly snapped back to reality. Anything could happen in the dark. After a little display, he pressed the woman down while trying to calm his racing heart. The kiss became more intense. Wu Zhizhen's eyes were initially open, but her heart flew far, eventually closing them. Worried about Zhang Zili, Little Wang kept a close watch. He pretended to be the boss and called out from afar. However, the sultry mood didn't wane in the chilling cold. The two in the taxi's backseat were still all hot and bothered. The heat made Zhang Zili lower his guard, unaware of the train sneaking behind. Truck driver's face looked alarmingly alert under dim lights, with ice skates hanging from his chest. His identity was unknown. The taxi headed to the cinema. Getting out, the driver was surprised to see Little Wang tailing him, more alert than Zhang Zili. The driver lowered Little Wang into a dark alley, turning. He saw Liang Jiajun, chopped up 4 years ago, chilling him. He rose from the dead as a suspect, eerily calm, asking for handcuffs in front due to an arm injury. Little Wang didn't think much of it. After complying, he called the station. Little did he know compassion would get him into hell. In the brief moment of distraction, Liang Jiajun swiftly picked up the ice skates. Despite the distressing disappearance of Little Wang, it didn't deter Zhang Zili from pursuing further. He decisively ran towards Little Wang's car in search of clues. He found a note, KF-295, a license plate noted by Little Wang tailing the truck last night. When Zhang Zili traced it, he found a bus. Turns out, Little Wang had mixed up a number last night. Hoping for a stroke of luck, Zhang Zili boarded the bus, mingling with the crowd. Mistakenly boarding, he unintentionally crossed paths with that man, still sporting ice skates. Zhang Zili was oblivious to all of it. After getting off, he simply viewed the man as any other passenger. It wasn't until he entered a restaurant and glanced up at the yellow ice skates that he realized the killer was right there. Recalling photos of bodies sliced by ice skates, Zhang Zili decided to stay calm. He put down the hot food and walked to a dance hall. The dance hall was loud and chaotic, lights dimming. He pinned down the man's address, secretly trailing him for days, unaware that his old friend's body was hidden within those ice blocks. Today was the day he disposed of the bodies, and the man carried a bag through the snow. Zhang Zili followed him all the way to the train bridge and quickly cried. He watched as the man unwrapped the ropes revealing dismembered bodies. Zhang Zili slowly leaned in, uncovering the secret of body disposal. Turned out trains could efficiently transport remains across cities. So this was a secret behind remote disposal. The train roared by, jolting Zhang Zili to attention. He followed the man to the skating rink and had the announcer call out that familiar name, Comrade Liang Jiajun, the one we sent to do the job. Comrade Liang Jiajun of the ice arena. Somebody's looking for you. Zhang Zili wasn't trying to trap Liang Jiajun, he was trying to jolt his own body back to life. He aimed to restore his spirit. Zhang Zili's intention wasn't for Liang Jiajun to fall into a trap, but to set one. As the other skaters continued, a man raced towards the outer rink without looking back. Zhang Zili locked onto the target but wasn't wearing skates. He accidentally slipped on ice, watching Liang Jiajun fade away. The truth surfaced. Little Wang was dead. The new team leader arrived. Unlike Little Wang and Zhang Zili, he has no camaraderie and won't share case updates. Listening to Zhang Zili's animated rants, he seemed more like a bystander. Wu Zhizhen was also brought in for questioning, but she demanded to see Zhang Zili first, otherwise no comments. Zhang Zili got another chance to approach the case. Last time I accused in the car, now it's interrogation and confession. Zhang Zili shared his deductions with her. Trains could swiftly send bodies across counties overnight. Train drivers took the chance, tossing bodies into the cargo hold, unknowingly completing the murder. The crosswalker was the killer. Liang Jiajun disguised the victim as himself to evade punishment. A corner of the truth slowly unveiled, and Wu Jijin was in tears. Those dusty memories were unbearable. The human heart engaged in fierce battles as heavy curtains were drawn open. Back then, he was filled with fear. He didn't know how he cooked up such a clever plan, which led you all to never find him. But in the end, he could never return. The passage of time had rendered the past untraceable. In order to survive, the young Jijin had no choice but to sacrifice his own identity. He never fulfilled his duties as a husband, yet still exercised the rights of one. For years, he lurked around Wu Jijin, taking out any man who came near her. Like a ghost, he'd deal with those men one by one, reducing them to chunks like broken hula hoops. I was just hanging out with a walking corpse. I want to escape, but can't. Don't forget to subscribe and join us in uncovering the truth.